Here, hang on. Whoa, we're recording now.
Okay.
So
Hi, everyone.
Yes. Alex here is joining us, and we have a Ukrainian Susha. Now, Susha does Susha speak English?
Very
Chut-chut.
Yeah.
A little.
Yeah, chut-chut.
Chut-chut Angliski. All right.
She just was interested in what we're talking about,
What are we doing?
and she was wanna share it with her friends.
Oh, of course. That's awesome. That's an awesome idea. Yeah.
Розуміє англійську? I translated to her. Каже, вона трошки розуміє англійську. Кажу, да, трошечки. Кажу, вона просто, кажу, їй цікаво послухати, про що ми говоримо, вже типу, ми ще розкажемо.
You know what would be a great idea is, since I've added you to our YouTube now, is if you wanted to put Ukrainian subtitles on our videos.
Yeah, I can.
That would be a super cool idea.
Yeah, субтитри до української.
Yeah.
She like it. She likes it. I have my coffee time.
Nice.
So
nice.
Today we were fixing our generator.
Yeah.
Because we turned it on. Everything is fine. We didn't have the top lights, but our computers was working. And then I clicked the button, and generator didn't turn off.
Didn't turn off.
Didn't turn off. Didn't stop.
Oh shit.
And I go look down, and the contact from the button to the motor was apart.
Oh.
And I take wires, start putting it together, and it stopped and hit me with electricity.
I'm about to say, oh my god.
It's very lightly, and we decided to take from other side of generator. I forgot how the hell this button mean. Like extra.
The on-off switch or
no. Inside like extra one, what you pull out, and it stopped.
Circuit breaker. We call it the circuit breaker. You pull it out. Yeah, that's definitely, we call that in English a circuit breaker. Yeah.
And it has one more name, but I will tell you later.
Yeah, there are other words.
So we decided to pull it out, and he said, we should open Alex's generator repairing shop.
It might be a good business right now.
Yeah. Because I would have to totally unscrew it to find this certain break.
Right. Yeah. You have to. Yeah. So that's an old style of circuit breaker. Then, yeah. Wow.
So, okay, what are we going to talk today about?
Oh well, I thought that's pretty awesome. I mean, we'll probably break this up. I think we'll break this up into two different videos. But yeah, I mean, my power was off for about 3 or 4 hours today.
4.5 about.
Yeah. So it was
turned on about 1:30.
Yeah.
If I recall right.
Yeah, about 1:30 this afternoon. So So from about 10 o'clock this morning until 1:30. Yeah, so three and a half hours.
Yeah. Ksusha said she didn't have lights from the 6 o'clock in the morning.
Oh. Wow.
Till 1:30. From 6 o'clock in the morning till 1:30.
Yeah, interesting.
You having tea, I guess. Me and Susha having coffee.
Yeah, exactly.
Today very mellow. Today's Halloween night.
It is Halloween today. And I did nothing. I was a completely lazy American for Halloween today. I'm sorry.
She asked why he don't have his makeup on. Today's Halloween.
I know. I should be wearing at least my helmet or something.
Каже, надо було хоча б шлюма надіти, каже, хоч для приличия. Каже, я сьогодні такий лінивий, каже, нічого робити не хочу. I translated what you said. Like, that you didn't do anything during Halloween today.
Very lazy. Yeah. Yesterday I plowed the potato field. So the field where we grow the potatoes there. Yeah, I did the whole potato field yesterday, and I was after that I was just too tired to prepare.
I understand. Yeah, trust me. For me, it's horrible to pick in potatoes and plant in it. To do anything else with it, I like it's not me. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, one thing I want to mention is that living in like California, or some parts of like New Mexico, this like the power going out for 4 hours out of the day, totally normal. Normalna is the word you use, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, you remember we were talking about tattoos?
Yes.
Susha have a couple too.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Can we see Susha's tattoos? Susha's tat. Oh, nice. Who is that?
From the Greece. That's from the Greece myths. A gorgon, a girl who have a snake on her head.
Oh, I thought it was a tattoo of me, just with a funny hat. Because I was looking, it was like, yeah, I totally looked like me. I thought it was me. Okay.
She said you don't have snakes.
No, but I didn't see the snakes. I just thought it was a strange hat. Yeah.
So yeah. I just looked at her and remember about your tattoo.
Yeah. So yeah, this one. Yeah. It does kind of look like snakes, in a way. So yeah, so
she said it looked like a puzzle.
Yeah, thank you. That's what it is. It's a puzzle. Нет.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not a swastika, it's a puzzle.
So she said, is that puzzle? I said, yes, is that puzzle?
Exactly, it's a puzzle piece. Yeah. So living in California and New Mexico, in America, this kind of thing where the power goes out for a couple of hours or 4 hours a day, I mean, that happens all the time. I mean, all the time, every year. And I mean, just recently, in the last 3 years in California, at this time of year when there's like a lot of wind, like heavy wind blowing, and maybe more like September, October, we get a lot of crazy wind blowing. Mm-hmm.
I translated a little bit because she understands most of it, but some words maybe.
And so it's very dry. The air is very dry. It's not wet like here. It's it's very dry. And so California, you might have seen, has a lot of fires.
Yeah.
Huge problems with these fires.
I saw it. I was shocked, really. Sometimes when I saw it, I was just looking like, oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. And these are caused by the extremely dry air and high winds at this time of year. They're called the Santa Ana winds, and the wind will maybe be like 100 kilometers an hour. 100 kilometers an hour wind, but it'll be 48 degrees or at least 42 degrees Celsius, which is in English is 100 degrees or 110.
Or Fahrenheit.
Yeah. So super hot, but super very fast wind, and it causes these terrible fires.
Yeah.
but that's not the reason that they switch off the power.
What's the reason?
The reason they switch off the power is because the electricity in most parts of the United States, electricity is in the United States is like a monopoly. So there's basically in any given state or area, there's usually only one company that provides that electricity. And in California, you know, just like in Ukraine, you have what's it called? Naphtha gas?
The gas.
The gas company
gas
is one.
Electrical stations.
Yeah. So
or we have former or like heating electrical stations.
Yeah.
Or water electrical stations, air electrical stations. We all have from 3 letters.
But so Ukraine doesn't have these complete total monopolies necessarily.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah, in America they do. In any given area, you know.
My second came.
Your what came?
Saturn.
Oh.
I still remember about Lucifer and Saturn.
Oh yes.
Should I tell Ksusha?
Yes, please. That? Oh, about Lucifer and Satan?
Yeah.
Of course.
Коротше, в нього було 2 кота. Одного звали Люцифер, а другого Сатана. Каже, я виходжу посеред ночі звати котів додому, бо хатні. І хожу по двору, як він мене. Я кричу, Люцифер, Сатана!
It's true. True story. True story. For our English speakers.
I just remembered it, and it was very good.
Our English speakers will have to go back and watch our first video to find out about that story, that secret. Yeah. So when I was growing cannabis in California, it was a very small farm. I only had
it's a very small farm.
I only had about 1,500 plants. Okay, so very small. But
Ksusha said, "Wow."
In this, but at this time of year is the most important time of year because it's right before the harvest. Okay.
Yeah.
So if there's any problems, anything gets screwed up in this time of year, you can lose thousands and thousands of dollars. Yeah, because all plants, you know, rely on the sun and certain very specific light cycles. And so if the light cycle is disturbed, then the fruit or the flowers will not grow in the way that they should. And that's exactly what happened to me. So, so because of these very high winds,
Ksusha said it's not good.
No, it's terrible. No, it's terrible. So, but because of these very high winds, there was a risk of fire. And the risk of fire was because the power company in California did not want to repair their equipment.
Oh.
And it was always like electricity going and starting fires. They started fires. These fires
that's what it caused by.
What do you mean?
No, I mean that's how fire started.
Yeah.
Because of the equipment.
Yeah, I mean, you know, so there were studies done to show that the most of these fires, yes, it was dry and yes, there was wind, but
James, sometimes your picture stopped. sound going, picture sometimes stopping. Now it's fine. Now it's fine.
This does not surprise me. I mean, we are living in this time of power problems, you know.
Yeah.
Power issues right now. And,
yeah, maybe my picture stopping too. I don't know. I don't see it.
No, you look great.
Thank you.
You're okay. I'll try not to move too fast.
Okay.
But yeah, so basically in California, in the power company did not want to fix the problems with their equipment.
You stopped totally.
So they just shut off the power.
Now good.
So they would just shut off the power, and they wouldn't tell anyone. So and
really? What for?
Yeah, but not just for 2 hours or 4 hours. It would be for like 3 days with no power.
God damn it!
Yeah, 3. It was like, where's our drones? Where's our Shaheeds coming? You know, I mean, so people in some parts of America, not all parts, but some parts of America, know exactly what we're going through right now. And I mean, it's a disaster because 3 days without electricity, you know, that's crazy. So, I mean, I just want to tell people, like, in America, that, I mean, what we are experiencing here in Ukraine is not as bad as what people in California or in New Mexico or Arizona experience all the time. All the time.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, and the same is true. The same is true in again, like in New Mexico and Arizona, places where I lived and worked, because of the weather, but also just because of like old equipment and things. The power company didn't want to fix the equipment, or they didn't want to provide enough power. So like in Arizona and New Mexico, where Native American people live, 25% of the electrical energy in the United States is produced from this area in New Mexico and Arizona.
Wow.
Yeah. They have a lot of coal, and they have massive coal power plants. But the people who live there,
have no work?
Yeah, like
really?
25% of the people who live there have no electricity. And in my experience, there's no part of that. So all of the electricity gets sent out to other places across the country, like California or New York or something. And the people there who live there don't have it. And so almost every day there's some kind of a power outage, power problem for an hour or 2 or 3, you know.
In Ukraine, like when we have a problem with this power, normally it's in the winter happening.
Yeah.
Because in the winter we have lots of snow.
Yeah.
And wires just breaking because of the heavy snow.
Yeah.
In Krivorog, even it happened a couple of times, like in area in Dnipropetrovsky Oblast. You can call it state, Dnipro state. We lose power normally in summer because it's rain and wind time, and we sometimes have so hard wind that it take a huge old trees out of the ground.
This happens in America, at least in the parts of America where I lived, happens all the time. Every time there's a big storm, there's either lightning that hits a power station, or there's a tree that falls on the power line, and we have to live, you know, without electricity. And, you know, a lot of times it's gonna...
I guess today we're talking about electricity.
I guess we are, because that's the thing. That's the thing. I don't know. It's normal now. We're just dealing with it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we're doing what we have to.
We do what we have to.
Like we got refrigerator, we got generator because first Dad hates there is no light. He can stay like this for 2 hours, maximum 3 hours. When it's longer, he starts.
So I just want to remind people that your dad's an American, okay?
Yeah.
He's been living in Ukraine for like 5 years or something. 10 years, 15 years.
About 15, yeah.
Okay, 15 years. Yeah.
I met first time my dad 11 years ago.
Okay, well,
I know, it sounds strange, I know.
No, I understand.
He's like my mother's stepfather, but I call him a dad because he raised me.
Of course.
Because that was so strange, you know, like I met my dad 11 years ago and I am 17.
Yeah.
Like
no, it's perfectly normal now.
Yeah. So he hates when there is no light. So we got generator because one of our refrigerators got burnt.
Yeah. Oh, what?
It was moving with us from Kharkov to Cherkasy, from Cherkasy to Gerdes, and it was working. But since power so many times turn off, on, off, on, off, on, off.
It's hard. It's hard.
And it just killed the refrigerator.
It's hard on devices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you just have to get, I love in Ukraine places like secondhand, but technical secondhand. The greatest thing in the world.
Man, I gotta tell you, one of my dreams is to organize. We have so many secondhand shops, not just secondhand shops, but secondhand stuff. People in America buy stuff and then get rid of it in like a month or 6 months. It's crazy. If we could just put that all on a big ship and send it to Ukraine, I mean, man, we could solve a lot of problems. Maybe when this war is finished, that's something we need to do. But the reason I wanted to talk about this electrical stuff today is because, like, people in America have this idea that, oh, everything's, you know, oh, how can you live? They're freaking out like we're dying.
Nah, it's not. It could be better, but nah. Yeah. I feel like I'm alive yet with my hands. You know?
Exactly. It's nothing worse than what people in California deal with when there's, you know, when there's a storm.
Of course, it's hard. Like it is, because you know, like you hear alarm starts. That means somewhere now they bombing, and lights in the same time shuts off, and you're like wondering, does they bomb your electro station or different oblast electro station?
Yeah.
Like, and you sitting and gassing because like gassing, like, because it's a little bit different. It's not just because of the equipment, but at the same time, of course, it's getting destroyed. But at the same time, we handling it. We do it. It's really, it's not as worse as California.
Right. It's not like for 3 days.
Because we're doing it to save some electricity.
Yeah.
That's why our lights shutting off in Ukraine, because we're saving electricity, because Russia now destroying our electro stations.
Yep. So that's been
infrastructure.
That's been a big thing in the past week. You know, we've had our electricity shut off for like 2 hours a day or 4 hours a day at different times of day, but it's been, you know, mostly on a schedule. And the idea of it is they're trying to balance the power across the country. So they have to move power from one part of the country to another part of the country. And because the infrastructure has been temporarily damaged, they have to that so one part of the country shuts down the power, and then another part of the country they can turn on the power, and then they change.
I'm sorry, I just listening to you, and I subscribed on the news channel in Telegram, and I talking to you, and same time every 5 seconds a messages from the news channel came.
Yeah.
And I already start laughing.
What's the crazy news?
I can tell you now.
Yes, please.
You want to know about Gorodiще or totally?
Both.
Okay, in Gorodiще, one of the news is every Saturday from the noon, we have a cinema downtown in Gorodiще.
Yes, I've seen it.
We have a speaking club where you can study and make your language, Ukrainian language, better. And that's totally free.
That's cool. That's cool.
If you want to know about Chodel,
you should forward that to me. Maybe maybe I could do an English speaking club. That would be interesting.
Here I'm looking now. I'm looking. Other news. Where the hell there? Here. I just a second ago got it. Really? I lost it.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm not. Till the end of the year, Ukraine going to do all recommendations from Euro Commission to go into Euro Union.
Oh, cool.
Because for right now, Ukraine informed Czechia. You know the country Czech. How you call it?
Well, in English we say. Here's the thing. In English, we actually still call it Czechoslovakia, because it's two countries now. It's Czechia and Slovakia. Yeah. But we don't care. We still call it Czechoslovakia. But yes, Czechia. We call it Czechia. So what about Czechia?
Ukraine informed Czechia and other countries in Euro Union that we going to do all 7 recommendations what we got from the Europe to become one of the countries in Euro Union. So because one of them we have a huge progress. So our president is totally sure that we're going to finish them to the end of the year, of this year.
I mean, let's hope that what that means is.
I know I'm not perfect translator, but
yeah,
I was trying.
I mean, let's just hope that what that means is that Ukraine is actually going to join the EU. But here's the thing that a lot of people don't understand is there's a lot of different groups within the EU or even outside of the EU. Yeah. Like there's the European Commission, and there's all these other
NATO and other countries,
and all sorts of other economic treaties, and Ukraine can start to join with a lot more of those.
And even one of the big positive things, first, if Ukraine will get in EU, it's going to be the biggest country there.
Yeah, it's the biggest country in the EU.
And then we can start having. Ksusha, and one more of the news. Ksusha said she got blocked on Instagram. She's not, for right now, in Ukraine, they informed me that Instagram re-downloading the system. Instagram обновляется. В новостях тільки що сказав, що в Instagram за это не вийде.
То я захожу, типа, на всі сторінки, кроме, що, типа, всі можуть. Вона тільки що показала, що, типа, іменно мені заблокували аккаунт.
Бо це воно зараз не пустить тебе, воно обновляється.
Instagram or Twitter?
Instagram.
Okay. What's going on with Instagram?
Yeah, and then Ukraine going to have partner relationships with other countries from EU, and it's going to be very good for Euro Union, because Ukraine have land, Ukraine have honey, what very popular in Europe. Because in Ukraine we made a lot of honey. lots.
Well, I
of
mean, not just that. I mean, Ukraine is the
so
bread
it's going to be
basket
very
of-
good from both sides.
Yeah, yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, okay.
Wow, we already been talking for 40 minutes.
30 minutes. Okay, let's stop now. All right,
Okay.
but I'll stop recording in a minute. But next recording that we do, we're going to talk about the topic is going to be how Ukraine conquered the Roman Empire.
Okay.
That's
You
what
want
we're
to do it today or next time?
No, because I have a class in 10 minutes.
Okay.
So
Okay.
maybe, but tomorrow, if we have electricity, we'll
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
do it
it
tomorrow.
would be totally fine.
Okay, I'm gonna stop recording.